KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles, if they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback.
It got his man complete.
Down the left sideline.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Devontae Smith, an even 90 yards. And the Chiefs get a bit closer.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2.
When Mahomes sees something, he'll change the play.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he's going to get in. So they're back within 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
Now Hurts on the option right.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
They'll set up to throw.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted.
Picked off by the Hall of Famer Ken Houston.
And the Chiefs are going to take over here up near the 40. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Devontae Smith.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Chiefs are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. They go play fake. Mahomes. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone. So that shaves 2 more off the deficit as they now trail by 5. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And they are 3 for 3 on two-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there and couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th, and the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. So technically that doesn't end it, but now they have no timeouts. 1 first down, this thing's over.
And the offense has to ride the momentum that their defense just gave them, right? They took the ball away. Game's not officially over, but it's in their hands to finalize things. And you know, as they huddled up, take care of the ball, 1 first down, and we go home victory.
And the clock will stop once with that 2-minute warning.
One time, take care of the ball, you should be able to get through it.
On the ground, it's Irving. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Bucky Irving
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the 4th down was a moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the all-time interception king, Paul Krause. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
So I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
Oh, he's got Hester complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down. And that's the one that should seal the victory.
A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead. Fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be concerned. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Antonio Gates, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And he returns this to the 22.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And just like the Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A 3rd quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking here for Smith downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Devontae Smith, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2.
Mahomes will throw for it.
And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
Dontari Poe marches in for the sack.
Hurts.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this one is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Boy, the coverage there, airtight as he comes away with the interception.
Love that observation there because they were taking a shot at the end zone, but you're right about the coverage. Absolutely tremendous. And this they could clip for a training tape. Staying with him down the field, locates the football in the air, and comes away with the interception.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Throwing is Hurts.
This short throw caught by Goddard. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Here is 3rd and 5.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Paul Krause. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Now Mahomes going to shift him around.
Watch your slap. Watch your slap. Watch your slap. Like 17.
Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think... it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their lead is hanging by a thread after that pick 6, but look, they're still in the driver's seat. Now the question, how aggressive will they be on this drive? Time to find out. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Hurts to throw.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Ken Houston. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in a 2-point ball game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a first down in field goal range already.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Irving.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. When you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Now 1st and goal. They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
Going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. And the spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Mahomes buying time to his left.
Nice solid game there, partner, but the clock is starting to become his enemy.
Absolutely. Every second right now, more and more precious as it ticks. And they're going to get the timeout called. What a finish. We're down to 4 seconds to go in this football game. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win.
And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine he's got it at the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith, 75 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a one-score affair after they get the two.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the two-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their two-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
On the return, it's Xavier Worthy. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. On first down, Mahomes. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got Brown on the out route complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 7. 1:52 to play. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw it. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Smith with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow.
The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3-and-out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Mahomes will throw. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Mahomes. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. James Harrison with a sack. He still has it into his 40s. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Headed straight. It's Pacheco.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial.
So 4 quarters couldn't decide it, and it'll be the Chiefs who get the football first in this overtime session. They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Mahomes now on 1st down. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. James Harrison picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete.
The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them, because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense now with a short field ahead. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. This offense, obviously, they could not be set up any better. They're already in field goal range after getting the stop. I mean, heck, they could kick it here to try to win it if they wanted to, Charles.
Yeah, they certainly could. So I think a few things are going through their minds on that side of the field. Number 1, if you're going to run a play, you're taking care of the football. Number 2, they're asking the kicker, where do you want the ball for when we line up for the game-winning field goal. Bottom line, don't give it away. Give your kicker the opportunity to end it.
And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
They'll run with Irving.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rush. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Devontae Smith, 65 yards. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
So now a big spot here as the Chiefs will indeed go for 2.
Now Patrick going to change the play.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone. So that shaves 2 more off the deficit as they now trail by 5. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And this one fielded in the end zone. It won't be returned, so it'll come out to the 30. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
They'll start things off with a give to Gibbs. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
They'll go again with Gibbs.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Not quite enough that time. Maybe just try a lower start difficulty if you can. And out to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Devontae Smith,
65 yards.
and the Chiefs have cut it back within a score.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Another shot now for this Lions offense. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field.
Oh, now a strip. He loses the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line.
All right, partner, this is where I get to show my age. Because I remember when the strip sack kind of came into vogue, where defenders were taught not just to make the tackle, but do that little extra, try and jostle the arm of the runner and knock it free. And that's what we just saw there.
KC's offense ready to take over. And they are in an absolutely golden spot. It's 1st and goal following the fumble return.
They're quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3.
Here's a handoff to Irving.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Mike 46. Mike 46. Hey, come on up, come on up.
He'll try again.
They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
46 to Mike, 46. Tackles, tackles.
Irving is in. Touchdown, Chiefs. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it here. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them...
And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Dances by him.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
47.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Devin Hester with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And he will get into the end zone. So the lead stretches from 9 up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And not much doing on the return. Good coverage there. Going to stop him in his tracks at the 15-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.